victim mentality.
That was one of my first
Are you
ones,
serious?
girl. Yeah. Ooh,
victim mentality. I feel
the
like
whole episode. Let's just talk about
that. Do you know what? Let me tell you why. Because women, it's the most natural thing for you to play small because the world is telling you to play small.
Yeah. One women who it's always the same issue week after week, and it's always Brian. It's always Brian. It's been Brian for 7 years, yeah. And every week it's that Brian cheated on me. The next week, oh, Brian slapped me. The next week, oh, you know, Brian did this. You ask for advice, but you don't take the advice. Hey guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM,
And we're back again with another episode of
the messy in between.
It's Definitely TMI. I don't know why every time we do that, I always look at you like, what is she going to say?
And
I
guess
know
what?
exactly what you're going to say.
The thing is, yeah, I feel like we're confused about what we'll do.
Yeah.
We look at each other,
We
then
really
go.
look there. But I think generally, because I feel like you always look at me like, at the beginning, so now I'm just like, it's definitely TMI. And shout out to those of you who are always saying it with us. We just absolutely love it. There's some baby who was saying in our DMs that her daughter always knows. She's always like, it's definitely TMI.
Stop. We need a video.
I know.
We need a video in our DMs.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we do.
Please.
We need that.
Yeah. Hi guys, how you doing? Thank you for being here. We obviously appreciate every single time you tune in, whether you're watching on YouTube, on any podcast platform, whether you are seeing the snippets on Instagram or whatever, even if you're from our own pages. We love you. We appreciate you. Tunapenda sana in between us. King between us and queen between us.
King
right?
between us and queen between us.
Absolutely.
I'm learning to say the queen
You are
between
learning,
us.
exactly. If you are watching on YouTube, may we just please ask that you pause and subscribe right now so that everyone who is watching our episodes or our videos on YouTube is subscribed.
Because we are like a really embarrassing percentage
It's
of you guys.
so bloody embarrassing.
If everyone who watches us will be 100K.
And you know, the funny thing is that I was seeing a quote that said somewhere that you, like, social media has made you kind of like not be able to quantify things appropriately because they were like, if you post a picture and 100 people like it, it's like, oh, it's not that many likes. But if 100 people were to walk up to you right now and be like, I love your hair, I like your it would be overwhelming.
100%.
And so when I think of 60,000 people out there, or like, I don't know, 100,000 people out there watching our videos, appreciating our content, it just means so much.
It's true.
It
And
really
as
just
much
means
as we're
so
always
much.
asking more people to subscribe, we want to take time to just tell you who's subscribed already. You
We
are
love
amazing.
you. We
You
love
are
you
amazing. And you are part of an amazing movement that we're creating together. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you can also subscribe on our podcast platform. So make sure you have put that plus button at the top, somewhere on the right hand corner, so that we can obviously create a movement as well on podcast platform as well.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, TMI Podcast KE, Murugi Munyi, and Lydia KM. Now, last week we spoke, it was a very nice, very positive, very like, oh my God, I love women. I just love women. And it was all very positive. But the reality is that there are some times that encounters with even fellow women, amazing as women are not that positive, right?
And there's some things that we don't like.
The things we don't like about encounters that we've had with women. Like maybe there's someone who you just meet. Thank you. Because the last episode, the whole
now
of it,
I was so paranoid.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, there are sometimes when you meet someone and you just feel like, in Kiswahili they say damu yangu haisikizani na yako. It just means like my blood just doesn't agree with your blood. And sometimes
I know that, right? I know that feeling. I can't tell. It's just like,
it's just like
yuck.
It's like you just something, you know. And sometimes you can put your finger on it, sometimes you can't. But these are some of the things that we have identified that when women have these characteristics or behave in these certain ways, we just feel put off and are unlikely to start a friendship or even a relationship with this person. Yeah. Okay, do you wanna go first or should I?
I'll go.
Okay, go, babe.
Victim mentality.
That was one of my first
Are you
ones,
serious?
girl. Yeah. Ooh,
victim mentality. I feel
the
like
whole episode. Let's just talk about that.
Do you know what? Let me tell you why. Because women, it's the most natural thing for you to play small because the world is telling you to play small. You know, don't believe in yourself. It's everyone's fault that the things are the way they are. The world is against you. There are too many things against us that I feel, because I work so hard to fight against that and to not let the world tell me how I should be and everything like that. When I see a woman who just kind of accepts it, like, and it's just like, you know, it's like, oh, okay,
Girl,
it's because of this, it's because of
number
that,
one.
it's because of this, it's because I haven't done this, it's because my husband has done that, it's because my boyfriend has done this, it's because my dad did this. All of these excuses, which kind of boil down to, I just prefer to play small.
Yeah.
I just prefer to not fulfill my potential. I just prefer to not participate in my own doing in my life, you know? That's very, very difficult for me to listen to. And don't get it twisted. Moments happen. I've had moments too when it's just like, you know, if this was better and if that was better.
But keyword moments.
But that being the brand, you know, that being like the personality, that is difficult for me because I feel like it's such a middle finger to the world when you don't just cower to what they expect you to be, when you just don't fall into what they're telling you should be. You know, so for me, that can be it.
Yeah, that was my top one. And I was just like, me, women like that, I find myself just... And I try to empathize. It's not that we don't empathize. We do empathize. But for me, I just find it so difficult to be around somebody who is perpetually there. And even when you're able to offer them a solution, even when you're able to be like, why don't you try this? It's like it's such so much a part of their personality and their reality of the way the world is that they can't even fathom like, oh, fighting the system or whatever, you know? And I recognize, because sometimes I say this on my platform and I'm told that, you know, you're speaking from a point of privilege because you've been able to get this and be able to get this. But the reality is that I feel like for everybody, there is some sort of challenge you've had to overcome. Our alcoholic fathers. Even us, we could just be like, you know what? I attract bad relationships with bad men
and
because my dad was an alcoholic and now and he doesn't love me. So now that's just what you are. And you're not trying to like deal with it. You're not trying to overcome that trauma. You're not trying to be better and like do better. At some point, I think it was maybe in my late 20s, I was like, so for how long will you be saying that this has happened because of your dad? Because of your relationship with your dad.
Me,
like,
I was just
how
like,
much are you going to give him?
As a mother.
Yeah, as
breastfeeding.
I can't.
It's
It's my dad.
My dad.
I mean, you
surely.
Ooh, that breast is working. That breast is working. No, but yeah, it's like you can't. And you see, the thing is, it's not like denying your past. It's not like denying your pain. It's like even if you grew up in poverty or whatever, and maybe probably you don't have as many tools at your disposal, but there is something. There is something that you can do to sort of like be like, okay, at least I am facing in this direction and I am willing to try and get better. This sort of just like, guy, me, I've been dealt a bad hand.
And that's it, you know? Let me tell you, I personally feel like it's the other way around. Don't get it twisted, there's privilege for sure. But the mentality to overcome anything comes before the overcoming. It does. There's nothing you can conceptualize in your real life and touch if it was not in your mind even at least a little bit. So I feel like it's the other way around. So if you are feeling like you're stuck and the world is woe is me and all of these things, it's that the mentality that switches first and then you start seeing a different reality. There's a lot of times that someone will tell me, you know, I'm stuck, I don't know where to start on my self-love journey, etc. And then I give them a list, like, you know, have you meditated? Have you worked out? Have you journaled? They're just like, yeah, I've tried. No, they worked. I was just like, what have you tried for 30 days? What have you tried for 30 days consistently?
No one wants you to ask them that question. It's like, but I did it for 2 days, babe. I did it for 2 days. It's like
trying to learn a new language, French. I tried.
And
2 days. I
can't.
That's not how it works. It's like you have to try something consistently long enough to be able to put it off and say that it doesn't work. You know? So yeah, I feel sometimes it's easier to play the victim. Sometimes it's easier to play small because that means it's other people's fault and that means you don't empower yourself to be able to do something different, right? But the truth is, the minute you empower yourself into it's on me, that means you got to do something about it. And sometimes people don't want to do that. I get that, but it's a no for me.
And can we just be honest? Just say, my husband is beating me, but I don't want to leave him.
And
instead
I don't want to leave him.
Every single time,
you know what? That's okay.
And that's fine. And you see, at least you haven't stood in your power and said, me, I've chosen this man.
It's my choice to be here.
He's my man.
I must take this side.
It's like you've chosen him. But like now, if it's every single time, it's like, oh guys, I really need to leave him. And we're like, hey, this is what you should do. But next week still.
It's not, right?
It's not.
It's a process, but also accept that process. Right now, I'm not ready to leave. Right now, I feel tied to him. Maybe there's the trauma bond. There's all of these reasons why I feel like I want to be here. And sometimes even the way you're being dealt with mentally makes you feel like you can't leave.
It's abuse, and maybe sometimes
definitely but
I think this is kind of like the same point, but an extension of women who it's always the same issue week after week, and it's always Brian. It's always Brian. It's been Brian for 7 years, yeah? And every week it's that Brian cheated on me. The next week, oh, Brian slapped me. The next week, oh, you know, Brian did this. And every week it's your drama that we are dealing with. And it's always the same thing. You ask for advice, but you don't take the advice.
Yeah.
So me, I'm there wasting my emotional whatever. I'm like, Lydia, I'm calling you in the middle of the night to come pick me up. But tomorrow, I've driven myself with the car back to where you picked me up from.
Yeah.
It's like, we can't. And especially not in our 30s. Like me, I'm sorry. At some point, just where it's like, are we going to focus on the bag or are we going to focus on you in the middle of the night with suitcases? It's just,
I don't know. Yeah,
no.
that is always such an example for
Girl,
me. Yeah, you've been
because I've been through that.
You've
Yeah, I'm like, my suitcases, Aki. And I never got those suitcases back. But anyway, I did it. And you know how expensive suitcases are?
They are.
Being an adult is knowing that suitcases are really expensive, by the way. Yeah.
They are 100%. Anything for me that becomes that our friendship is no longer about me and you and me and you kind of growing, understanding each other. Now, it's this center thing in the middle of us all the time. I'm not going to be able to do it. I have a lot of patience for my friends. I have a lot of heart for my friends when they're going through things. But it can't be our lifestyle.
It's not our lifestyle.
It's not the brand.
That's
it. Can't be our brand message.
Yeah.
It's
problematic.
I haven't said it.
You are just about
I am going through this episode without saying that stupid word that I hate.
Guys, you need to start saying another word so people can relate.
I say many words.
Like
I don't know who are picking up.
Can you say one which you say like consistently so we can say it? It can be your word. Guys, tell us what other word, Lydia, you associate with Lydia. And tell me what word you associate with me also. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, so that I can switch it up.
Exactly.
I'm trying to change my brand. I'm rebranding.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so our first 2 points were pretty much don't be a victim. Try and not be a victim. Okay?
Yes.
Try and stand in your power. And by the way, I feel like TMI, that's almost like what our brand promise is that we are attempting to help women stand in their power.
And we're doing our best to do the same as well. We are living that.
Yeah, exactly.
We are living that. Yeah.
We pray that for all of you.
Yeah,
for
we
every
do.
single one of you.
For sure. My other one is poor boundaries. The reason why
I was going to say poor women. I was going to be like...
Poverty.
Poverty is just... Yeah, I'm against
poverty,
it.
I am
it's
against
not something
everything that poverty stands for. No, but poor boundaries. The thing with women is that we easily intertwine our boundaries, even when we kind of are around each other, right? It's like we are dressing in front of each other, we are using this, use that. But someone who now kind of encroaches beyond that, and now it's weird. And you know exactly what I'm saying. It's just like, but you want more of me than clearly is like supposed to. Now you want to stay at my house for 3 weekends straight. It's just like those poor boundaries. I struggle with that.
Or now you come to my house and you've taken 3 dresses and you're like, Lid, I'll bring this back. But last time you took 3 dresses and you didn't bring them back.
You've come to my house, you've eaten everything, you've maybe taken drinks or whatever. It's like, oh girl, okay, so I'm just gonna, and you know you're doing it. You know you're crossing boundaries or you're taking the mic, but you just do it. So now we have to have this conversation. And it's never really the same after you have that conversation.
It's really not.
So it's like, why are you doing it now?
Wow, now it's just like, fine, so Lydia doesn't really want me to come to her house.
But it's not really that. It's just that you're taking the piss.
But you know what I realize is that I feel like and I've been in that situation many times, and I feel like sometimes I even ask myself, this to me seems like a very basic thing, right? Like this time I went to my friend's house and we had ordered food, and then when the food came, I was in the bathroom, so she took money out of my wallet and paid for it. But now when I came back, because she was like, oh, the money, the food came, I paid. So she didn't say that she paid for it out of my wallet. So now when I left, it's like the next day or like 2 days after when I went to my wallet, I'm like, wait, where's the money for the food? And she didn't like offer to like send me half. She didn't offer to like, and then I was just like, oh, hey, I sent her a message. Hey, you took money out of my wallet. She's like, yeah, I told you I paid. I was like, what?
No.
I was like, what do you mean? And then exactly, and now I ask myself some things. I'm like, because you also don't want to be that friend who's like making a big deal out of things, right?
Yeah. But I feel like that's how we gaslight ourselves.
That's the thing. And I'm always like, is it that this is a normal thing because of the way that I grew up? Or is it just like, I feel like some things, it's like emotional intelligence. You should know that obviously
you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that, yeah.
I've stopped gaslighting myself. I think I shared this. I did a video with Kit when we read my diary. And when we read my diary, I realized how much I gaslight myself. It's like I was in a really shitty relationship, but when I'm writing about it, I'll just be like, oh, maybe this, or oh, maybe that, or it's because of this, right? But guess what? One of the things, how do I know if my boundary is, someone is kind of crossing my boundary? You feel it.
And you always know, by the way, no one, you always know.
You know when somebody has crossed your boundary, and that's it. That, first of all, that's insane.
It's just insane.
And you know, if it's like, you know, if you ordered food.
Yeah,
and
it was both of us. Yeah. So I was just so confused. And I was like, why wouldn't you just tell me when I've come out of the bathroom, like, oh, I took money out of your wallet? You know, it's like,
yeah.
It was so crazy to me. Here's another friend of mine who,
you've been through things. You've been through.
And this is what I was saying in the last episode, is that I've had such negative experiences with women that I've even had to ask myself, is it me? I don't know if that's gaslighting myself.
No. It is gaslighting yourself, because that one, Joe, is not you.
Okay, here's this other one. So I had this friend who we met in uni, I think, or maybe post-uni. But anyway, she was like my friend before I got married, and then I got married, and she had traveled someplace and then she came back. So now every single time we would hang out with her, and she had a long-term partner as well, every time we would hang out with her and my husband, now Zach, she would always make really inappropriate comments about him. She'd always be like, man, that man of yours, if I could just get him alone in a room. And you know, it was like jokes. At the beginning, it was like jokes. Yeah, it was just like, he's so hot. Because you see, at the beginning, it was like, he's so hot. But now, she would make it like every single time. She's like, that guy, God, if it was me, hey. Like, at some point, I was like, now it got really, really inappropriate. But I was like, how do I even? Because before Zach and I got married, we would make the comment, like, you know, and it was just like jokes. But now, we are married, it's awkward.
Before you got married, what was happening?
Like, she would just say things about like, and your man is handsome, you know. But it was very like shallow.
Right.
But now later on, it was like, it felt very like,
it was persistent.
Like, I want your man, kind of, you know. And at that point, it was like, now how do I even set the boundary now? Because it's like, oh, she always jokes about him. So now is when you have an issue with it, you know, kind of thing.
But guess what, Joe? Here's the thing, sometimes boundaries are about the frequency of something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes boundaries is like, I don't mind borrowing you this money today, but I don't want to be doing this every single month. So I don't think that boundaries are necessarily just about now because you've been doing it. Now why should I set it? Sometimes it's a frequency. Yeah, and a lot of things actually that bug us is because they've been said over and over again. The boundary you set with me, if I said that you had 8 children once, it would just be like, haha. But now because I'm persistently saying it, that's what's bothering you.
And that's why I feel like the friendships that I formed in like my late teens, early 20s, I've found that almost all of them have fallen away because of the fact that I myself wasn't able to set proper boundaries. So now by the time I've reached a stage of like, now I feel like this is
empowered.
Exactly. I feel like, okay, that relationship can't even survive because like, there was so much wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now the relationships are formed now closer to 30s when are the ones which is like from the beginning I know what my boundaries are. I know when I'm being disrespected and when like, you know, things which I don't want to, you know, have. Yeah.
And guess what? People with poor boundaries, like if you don't
poor
boundaries, other people also have poor boundaries. I've realized that as well. The more I become like, you know, a bit firmer with my boundaries, the less and less I'm attracting situations where I even have to draw them.
That's it.
Yeah, because I think maybe I'm asserting myself and boundaries look like, okay, they're clear, or I'm just not attracting people who have poor boundaries as well because I have good boundaries now. Yeah.
And also this whole concept of like, trying not to hurt someone's feelings, because I feel like I used to get so caught up in like, I don't want to hurt your feelings to the extent I will bend over backwards.
Yeah,
I will do a fucking somersault.
It's true.
To
but
make
that's
sure,
because
you know,
you're removing yourself and your feelings
and
out of the situations of validity.
You're so
because
right.
It's like how you feel is more important than how I feel. And why? Where did we learn that? We learned that somewhere.
We learned it somewhere.
Okay. But yeah, poor boundaries is something that it's annoying. It's like I would rather somebody who is like a bit. Like sometimes Nancy would just tell me, Ati, oh, you know, sometimes I want to talk to you and call you, but then I just thought, I prefer that one. And then I will encourage you and tell you, of course you can call me anytime you want, as opposed to dinner, Nancy. Next day, Nancy. Nancy. That's harder.
Always Nancy. Yeah, so true. Another thing I don't appreciate in women is inconsistency.
Yeah.
This one, I guess, it's like any relationship, I guess, with anyone. But like women who we've made plans to have lunch. Why are you not at lunch?
Oh.
Yeah, I find that so upsetting. Especially if, like, I don't mind when somebody is like, you cancel. Maybe it's like you woke up that day and you are like just not in the mood and you cancel. But like the thing of like, we've made plans, but it's not a serious thing. But when you make plans with your man, it's serious. It's like you're definitely, I really don't like that. I really don't like that in people, by the way.
I carry my plans with my friends just as important.
Exactly.
I wouldn't skip on anything with Mike for you, and I'm not going to be like Mike out, especially with something that is like, come on, we've been planning this for a while.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I find that so upsetting when people do that. Or like, it's like, even if it's like something like, I don't know, it's a meeting you're supposed to have or something, just like you just don't follow through. So I feel like I can't trust you like with anything. Everything's just a joke. Everything's just shallow with you.
Yeah. Do you have someone like that as well?
No.
You've never had.
But I've encountered people like that, and that's what I find so annoying. That for me is like, first time, let's say I meet someone and we've already made plans to do something, but now I'm at the place. Actually, that has happened to me once. We have like shown up at lunch and I call this babe and she's literally at home. She's like, oh my gosh, imagine me, I thought we didn't even know it was serious. I was like, are you serious? And the worst thing is that if she was apologetic when I called her, I would have been like, okay, fine. Maybe she just forgot or something like that. Although I DM'd her and told her, oh yeah, we're still on, right? But to you just laugh it off, and I put on a whole outfit to come to lunch and you're not there. Fuck you.
Oh God. So sorry, babe. That's not nice.
Yeah.
All right. My other one is mean girl energy. I feel like that goes without saying.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about being mean. Being mean is like mean, right? But
nobody likes mean.
Mean girl energy is specific.
Yeah.
You know, it's the passive aggressive little things that you say on this. You can't sit with us. Little things that you pass on. It's the obviously excluding someone in the group purposely to be annoying, and then when you're confronted about it, it's just like, whoa, like, hey, what do you mean? I don't like that.
It's giving high school.
It's giving high school. And guess what? There are plenty of adults who are like that. I've encountered some mean girls as well. It's like you've come into a room and automatically the energy has just changed. You've just shifted the energy and in a really negative way,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Especially like if you're in a position of power, so to speak, and you have the opportunity to like bring other people into the circle, but instead your thing is like,
someone,
you just know that I'm above you. It's like you can't,
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember there's a time I was around like a couple of girls or whatever, and there was two girls, this both very beautiful or whatever, and there were two girls who are both light skinned, and this girl was just like, oh my God, look how cute we look. Now her and the light skinned girl, Ebu would take pictures, just her, and then she's like, oh, look at us. Oh my God, ladies.
But they are. But they are ladies.
How weird is that? What a weird experience.
But wait, where was the dark person? Was it you?
No, it was me. There was another girl. We just like sat there, and we didn't all know each other, so it was just like, okay, now where do we move? How do we pivot around?
Okay, wait.
This?
Question: if, for example, let's say we are seated in a place, there's me, you, Nancy, and then another plus size babe comes in, and we take a selfie, and we're like, plus size queens. Is that excluding?
I feel like that's weird, especially when we're just met or when we all just met each other. I found that so weird. Yeah, I found that really, really
I guess
weird.
some of this is like, it's the context. It's
and
like
also,
where we are, how we are.
And what's it? The dynamics was very much like we're all trying to kind of gather, like trying to catch up because we had just met. It was like an audition setting, and it was just like, we all want to blend in. We just kind of got into like step one.
Not the lighties though. You dark bitches, take your
dark,
melanin elsewhere.
Things
take your
are
melanin.
weird. Yeah, I found that really, maybe like once you develop a bit more of an energy, you know each other, you know how this one works or this one doesn't. But then now afterwards, we just everyone just sat there. We just sat.
How awkward. I've experienced that as well in like our field, where I feel like genuinely when I was a smaller influencer, I was definitely treated differently by certain people as opposed to like when I go. Stop recording, please. People who like before you become more famous, it's like, who are you? But now when you're more famous, it's like, bestie.
I personally feel like she isolates. She isolates who she has blessed.
People who have now blessed you, and you are the ones
who are important. Everybody else until you get there.
Which I just find so strange, because me, I feel personally, it's like when I meet content creators, it's not about like, oh, okay, you have 100K followers, you have 23. Go sit that side.
Yeah.
You have, to me, it's just like, we are all just here trying to like, just,
and I feel like
content.
that's actually, you would recognize that as you grow. That's something I've recognized, is that you are more important and more, I guess, socially worthy to a lot of people the bigger that you get.
The bigger that you are, and it can make it actually so difficult for you to even see who is like actually wants to be your friend.
So now
and
imagine in that situation, us 100K followers.
100K. How many do you have? Oh, okay, it's okay. No, let's just take the picture, you and I.
Yeah,
It's very
that's
strange.
Weird.
Yeah, and
that's
I,
weird.
yeah, and
it
I'm always
excludes
it
like as
excludes,
much as you
yeah.
think you're connecting with this person, but because of the one thing that you guys have,
Yeah.
you are actually isolating everyone else for not having that thing.
Yeah,
you know,
which is
it's
just
odd and weird.
And I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with being able to celebrate, like you said, being able to celebrate where you are without having to isolate other people, right?
It's weird.
It's weird and just strange and just like
Especially I feel like remember when we went to the over 25, you and Jules were dressed the same, you have voluptuous. Sometimes there's a context that's just like, oh, okay, like cute, but there's a lot of other context that what you're highlighting is like weird.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I get that. Mean girl energy, bye.
Yuck.
Goodbye. All right, my next one is women who feel the need to put other women down for them to climb.
Odd, weird.
So odd and
even
so
in
weird.
Compliments as well.
Exactly, in compliments, the ones who are just like, like women who come and tell me like, what, me, if I had your body, I don't think I would be as confident as you. And it's like,
do you know, I find it perplexing.
Maybe I'm gorgeous and
maybe I don't have those kind of comments.
Yeah.
I always find it shocking that somebody would come to you and say something like that.
Imagine, even I find it shocking. Like sometimes, I mean, Mama Olive for some reason gets so many comments which are just unsolicited. I don't even know why. Maybe it's the nature of her content. But I'm always like, whenever I go on someone's page, and it's not like me, I agree with everyone. I'll go on someone's page and even see something and be like, that dress doesn't flatter her. But I will think it. Never in my life would I go and now start typing, that dress does not flatter you. As who? You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be like, why are you saying that? You'll be like, yes, I'm just giving my opinion. No, you're a troll. What? You're a troll.
And being a troll, like, it's okay to accept it. We said, whoever you are, accept yourself. Please truly, deeply accept yourself. But that's what it is. It's trolling. Because if it's something which is negative, something that's not going to be beneficial at all to the person who you're telling, except for just making them feel bad about themselves, has benefited who?
Exactly.
No one. And it's not because you are the fashionista of the world.
Exactly.
No.
And women who it always feels like they're in competition with other women. It's always a fight. It's always a fight.
And those other women who I wanted to make. What did you just say? What was your other point just now?
Putting other women down.
Putting other women down. I wanted to talk about this. So last week I was tagged a couple of times about this one tweet that this girl posted, and she said something like, once you get past Lydia KM's accent, brackets, something like which I like now or which I find cute, she's actually a very intelligent and something woman. And so many people are tagging me that, telling me, oh yeah,
look, people are recognizing
Lydia. I was just like, wait. Once you get past my accent, and then underneath the comments of that tweet were all of these people saying what my accent is and what isn't. I was just like, wait, how is that a compliment? Oh my God,
that's the thing. Okay,
tell me
exactly. This is like someone telling me, "Oh wow, you just look you're so confident for your size." You see, to them, it's like, "Oh wow, that what a compliment."
That's what made me think of that. It's like
what a bitch.
It's like,
sorry,
you know, it's like you're trying to give someone a hug and a thank you, but you're also dealing with a slap that you just got. You know, I feel like if it's a compliment, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
And now anybody who is not, whoever you tweeted or whatever, anyone who listens to me talk, the first thing they're working towards is getting past my accent.
You know, this horrific accent, because apparently it's the worst thing in the world.
The worst thing in the world. Yeah, and people really kept tagging me on the story like it was a compliment. And every time I wanted to go and share, my heart was just like,
you can just tell it doesn't feel nice.
It doesn't feel good to me at all.
Let's get into the habit of just complimenting someone. Give them the compliment and go. You don't have to be like, you know, or when someone comes and tells me, you know, I came to your page because I saw you posted on this blogger's page. Now I used to hate you so much, but I've actually come to really like your content. What do you want me to do with that? What do you want me to do with that? You can just be like, I like your content. It could have started and ended there. Yeah, I like your content. That's
I hated you so much, and now I like you.
Now I like you.
Where do we go from here?
What do you
Where
want
do
to
we
tell
go,
you?
Sarah?
Then I'll be like, thank you so much for starting to like me. I mean, I don't know.
And automatically, you don't realize that the second somebody points out something that they clearly don't like about you, or they tell you that they didn't used to like you, I automatically don't feel good about you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, automatically, if you don't like something about me, I'm not really like, Yay, let's
exactly.
be friends. Yeah. It's let's make compliments just be compliments, and then Matusi separate.
Exactly.
Those could have been two different
Matusi
tweets.
separate.
Yeah, her accent is awful, horrible. She's an
I really
intelligent
like
woman.
Exactly.
So I can at least repost one.
But you are a super intelligent woman.
Thank you, babe.
And I love your accent.
Thank you.
I think it's really nice. I'm always trying to talk like you because I love it.
Yeah. Should have seen the comments.
Oh, wow. Seriously. Yeah. Me, I'm just like, if you wish you were born in the UK, just say. So don't be mad here. Please, just say. Girls, just say. I think that was my point. Was that my point? Yeah, you go.
What? Which? Oh, okay. Sorry. What's my point? Entitlement to my things, and I think this kind of I was maybe writing it when I was talking about boundaries. So anything which is my time, my energy, my money, my space, I don't want you to feel like you're entitled to it. And this is to say, if I'm not able to do something, let it be that. If I'm not able to give you that time, if I don't have that energy for that conversation you're trying to have right now, if I don't have that money to borrow you, if I don't want you to come to my house, if I want you to come to my house and leave at 7 or leave at 9, it needs to be that. I don't want to have any back and forth about,
See, last time you
but
let
why?
me stay till 9.
No, but now, I don't want to have that. I feel like the idea, and I feel like the way to go about anything is that even the most basic things, can I use your lipstick? I know you're going to say yes.
Yeah,
but I love that you ask.
To it.
Yeah. Can I please use your lipstick?
Yeah.
Because it makes the other person know that despite your freedom to give me whatever it is that you want or can give me, I still believe that it's a privilege to have that thing, as opposed to now this is it. This is how life is supposed to be. And because the second she says no, I'm going to have an attitude, because I've switched my mentality to it's actually something she has to do, as opposed to something which she really just does from the goodness of her heart, no matter how small. I like us staying in that energy of, I am grateful for anything that you do for me.
As my mom says, you have more right to say no than anyone has to ask you.
Ding, ding, ding.
It doesn't matter. Even this is one thing I struggled with when I got married to Zach, is realizing that his stuff is still his stuff. What argument do we have in our first year of marriage about me taking something of his that he was not happy about? I don't know if it was like a hoodie or something. But anyway, something which was sentimental to him. And I was like, babe, now this is the thing you're furrying about. And he was mad. He was just like, you could just ask me for it. And I was so upset about the fact that I'm your wife. You want me to ask for...
I'm a bit upset.
Yeah, right?
I'm a bit upset.
I'm a bit upset. It's like, yeah, but it's like very specific things that he just feels are very his own. And I feel like even that transition from you are just living alone and now you're living with someone and someone else can touch your stuff.
Oh, okay. He was like, also dealing with something as well.
I absolutely agree with that. It's like my stuff is my stuff, and you know, if you are my friend, even my sisters, you know, and there can be a very blurry line there, you know, but even with your sisters, and I think that point goes hand in hand with the boundaries one. Because
they do.
If you yourself are not good at setting the boundaries, then I'll never know where the boundary is.
It's true.
Yeah. If every single time I'm like, I take the lipstick and you're like, you don't even have to ask me, then I won't ask.
Yeah.
Then the next time you'll be there getting mad that I didn't ask, but you had said I shouldn't. It's fine for me not to ask.
You're right. Yeah. And actually, you know, you used to do that when you don't. Well, like now, a person used to do that when you don't have boundaries. Like you say things like, "No, it's fine. You can come anytime."
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. I can marry you anytime.
Yeah. Then now it's like, you had said, but now you're upset that I've come, but you said I can come anytime. There's the issue. Exactly. Understand, guys. For the most part, even if someone has not said, please treat their things with respect. And
and treat it like they're still very much theirs, and they can say no.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Something else that I don't like in women is women who put down other people's views because they don't agree with them. So, for example, I had this friend who, she was a naturalista, she had natural hair, but she would always be talking about how, make her understand how people are still colonized, wearing weaves and wearing wigs and stuff. Me, you know, I wish people would just be woke. And I'm like, okay, I feel like you having decided to wear your hair natural is fine, but someone else deciding to wear their hair in a wig or a weave is also fine. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it makes them now they are not woke or whatever. Because for me, being woke is I can choose. I'm not straightening my hair because I feel like it's better or I want to look like a white woman. It's because it's easier to manage and that's what I want, you know. So just because I don't have natural hair doesn't mean that I'm not as woke as you are, you know.
I actually heard that a lot of people get woke only to fall asleep in a different way. So it's like you've become woke in this way. Oh, okay, I guess we are colonized, or you're woke in the sense that I don't need to be validated by other people's opinion. But right on this other side, you're woke on this side, but this one, I am constantly bullying people online. I am constantly, I don't know, abusing someone or in my life or something. It's like you're woke one way, but this other way, you're completely asleep, you know? And I feel like a lot of people do find some kind of, it's ego. There's an ego exactly. in it. Like, oh, me now, I'm confident. Evolved.
Am I better than everyone?
All of you are asleep. You know, it's like you become closed-minded even as you're growing and you're evolving. So I feel like that's a thing with humanity in general. It's like just because you've kind of upgraded yourself to some new way of thinking doesn't mean that everybody else is having like the worst time ever. I feel like this as well with people who maybe were religious before and now they're atheists, and like and especially people who switch it's always
the worst.
Oh my God.
You will not see people who are like vegans or something.
Oh my God, you can't sleep. And I feel like it's totally okay for everyone to kind of feel comfortable living the lifestyle that they do, you know? I get sometimes with vegans, it's like, you know, hurting animals and all of these things. But anyway, I feel like you should definitely not be somebody who makes other people feel small because of your own views. Oh, I've said mine.
Okay, here's another one that I just thought of. I don't like women who share too much too soon. And now it's like, you think I'm your best friend, but we literally met last week.
This happened to Sally the other day, and she was like, so I was really taken back because I was like, where am I? I just met you. I don't know your last name, but I know where you took it up the ass last night.
Not the ass.
Up the ass.
Up the ass. It's just, I mean, you know, and I feel like
tried to think about our friendship. Did we share quite a
lot? No, for us, it took a long time for us to be like friends, babe. We were early on. It was just like, you know, ordinary changing room banter is what we used to have. Yeah, I feel like it's only actually after Ibru that now we started to like actually whatever. But like I realize in our line of work already, when women meet me, it's like they feel like they know me so well. So it's like, oh, we are friends, which is like, yeah, that's the concept, I guess. But it's like, me, I don't know you. So sometimes it can be so difficult. It's like I've just met somebody and then we're just talking and she's just now telling me about her marital issues and what and what. And it's like, now let's exchange numbers and everything. It's like, it just feels very a lot.
It's easier in DMs. I would say
so
that.
Much easier in DMs.
I would say that. It's definitely easier in DMs. And honestly, because someone has created a perception of who you are or how you're going to be, especially I guess because of the kind of content that I do, it automatically feels like the second you meet me, it's a therapy session. It's now like,
even when I meet her, I'm like,
this issue that has been burning, whereas maybe I really just want to eat my pork. I just want to eat my pork
and drink your cocktail and go home.
And go home. But I get that, and it's hard for you to know what to do about it because I don't know the context of maybe what you're talking about. I don't know your husband. I don't know your dad. So it's hard for me to now know what to do about it. And guess what? When I'm giving someone advice in the DM, it feels a lot less like I'm involved in it. But seeing you right now,
like over there.
I'm just like, okay, I could tell her right now, you should leave. Then she gets up and she leaves and she comes back here with her packed bags asking me where we gonna go. You know, it's the consequences feel very, very
attached
real.
to you.
Yes, and very like, okay, this is something which I have to handle in a way different way. Yeah, I feel weird.
I also
especially
feel
when
weird,
somebody is asking me to do something about it. You know, if you're sharing, it's just like, it's just talking. But when I feel like there's some expectation of what I need to do back, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, it's just strange. And I feel like even before social media, it's like when you meet somebody who like, okay, you've taken 2 shots and now we are crying about your ex who now is dating someone else and she's pregnant with twins. I don't know how to help you, babe. I don't know what to do.
It's a bit tough. I feel like that might be a boundary thing sometime as well, because the oversharing when we haven't really built rapport might be a bit weird. But you're right, I can see why it's easier to do that because somebody already knows.
Because somebody already knows us. Like exactly.
They know you.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. But I mean, we love women.
We love women. But you know what Zako is always telling me this? He's like, sometimes he sees the ups and downs that I have with women and he's always like, hey, you women, you have drama. Because he's like, men, they can never, it's either we are friends or we are not friends. There's no this idiot. We are having conversation about boundaries, about what you should like it's just not there.
But
It's
men
just
don't
not.
feel the way we feel, and men don't have the friendships that we have.
That's the
men
thing,
don't have the circles that we have. Men don't have the communities that we have. That's why men, when they get old, they just look at themselves.
Yeah, they're by this. Zach, literally, his best friend. They talk like once every 6 months. And I'm like, you haven't even spoken. He could even have died 5 months ago.
Yeah.
You've not talked to him, so you don't even know.
And that's
He's
why
like,
it's so much harder for men to stay without a woman.
Yeah.
Because the woman becomes everything.
The one, yeah,
you
exactly.
are everything. You are the best and you are everything. Mike, who's your best friend? You? No, like aside me.
Aside
no,
me.
but see, I don't mean it's you. No. You know, whereas me is like, oh, okay, let me give you a list.
Let me give
know?
you. So the top of the list is Joe.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop.
No, yeah, but it's so strange. And it's like, I don't know if they have like best friends, ordinary friend. I don't know what.
Think
it's
they
just
do.
like, yeah.
Because I don't even feel like they're really even connecting with these
Yeah.
people.
So you can't even have a fight. You can't even have a
Ching,
fight, ching, and that's it.
You can't have a fight because you're not going anywhere deep. We get to those boundaries and stuff because I'm encroaching in your space because I'm close to you. Yeah.
And men never have those conversations about it now, or even he's had a fight with his wife at his company, now tell his fellow friend in the bar, man, we had this fight. She said, I'm not communicating effectively. What do you think about that?
Yeah. And that's why a lot of the time I feel like they struggle to improve. They struggle to make things new because they're not hearing from anyone like how things could be done different. Yeah. Whereas if I come and I tell you something, you just be like, okay, but on this side, you make me see something already that I might not have been seeing and probably making the situation a lot more peaceful than it would have been.
Exactly.
No, I don't envy men. I will deal with women. We will scatter each other's boundaries. We will fight. We would not know what to do. But I prefer this one.
Speaking of scatter, what about those women who are always the drama? Like in the club, it's always it's always you causing the fight. It's always you've stolen someone's man. It's always you who has dropped the bottle that we all bought. It's always you who has lost your heel in the toilet.
That bottle really
it's
upset
always
me.
you. I know, right? It's always you. It's always that person, who is just like
hectic one.
I pray I don't attract someone like that in my 30s, honestly, because I don't have someone like that in my life, but I really pray I don't.
Let me tell you, I have a thing that I have a thing for what I used to, I guess, to be honest. I have a thing for broken birds. So like the more chaotic the more I feel drawn to them to help them or whatever for some reason. I used to be that way. So the chances of me having someone like that in my life were really,
is it me?
really high.
Am I the drama?
No.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're not the drama. No.
Oh.
Your life is your life, like separate. I've never had to tour you from a situation or anything like that. No, I can't deal with that. Also, chaos really disturbs me now.
Yeah.
Before I used to feel like chaos is warm.
Yeah.
Chaos is warm. Where else have I seen chaos?
Exactly.
Another time.
So
but yeah, now because I gravitate towards peace so much, I really have to ask myself why on earth we are getting into this in this kind of crazy way.
Like why?
Please, why?
In my 30s, I'm just like anything which is like, am I earning money from whatever it is we are doing here? It's like why are we doing it?
Why are we doing this?
Why is it taking up so much of my effort and my resources? Like God.
No, I don't like that.
So don't be the drama.
Don't be the drama. Don't be all of these things that we just said.
Exactly.
Try your best to be the best person that you can be. Yeah.
And let us know in the comments. I want to know what turns you off in other women.
Pick me. Oh my God. I saw this girl, she was doing a TikTok pretending to be a pick me
girl. I love those TikToks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like, no, I'm not flirting with your man. Like, come on, don't be, like, how? Like, why are you making a big deal out of this? I only slept at his house. Gaslighting you into those situations. They only like being around guys because women are too much drama, but they're always the drama. You are the drama. You are the drama because you slept with someone's man and they reacted.
And she was like, I'm one of the boys. Like she's always hanging out with the boys. But
don't feel bad, Bero. It's not you. So Bero earlier, she said that she prefers to be around men because it's easier.
Oh. Anyway, I'm not saying the flag is red, but it sure as hell ain't blue.
It's not blue.
It's not blue, honey.
Not blue. A little pink.
A little pink, maybe maroonish, but
and now I feel like the way we are evolving as women, it's just like. It's like if you just want to be around men, it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with
you don't have to have an reason.
There's nothing wrong with it, but let's not do that. Let's not do that, please.
Yeah.
There's a girl.
I need to watch. There's also this guy on Instagram called Jack Joseph. He's always doing these pick me girl things. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious and it's yak. No, actually, I won't tell the story. I'll tell you the story because I don't have permission to share this story with
someone else. Okay,
with someone else. But yeah, it was very pick me energy. You obviously cross the boundary, but you don't want your friend to be upset. Yeah. And also, if somebody
gaslighting is so annoying.
Yeah, and if somebody, let's say, like your man, maybe someone's man does something to you, instead of coming to your friend in like an empathetic way, it's kind of like, girl, you know, me, I told him like I don't want him. You know, it's like you're already making me feel bad and embarrassed.
Exactly. You're making me feel embarrassed exactly.
More than, I'm not sure if I got things right, but he did this.
Yeah.
It's very much like, you know, but obviously I don't want him. Like, you know, like, you know, he's not my type. Yuck. Why
are we doing this? And first of all, that man needs to go because like that man needs to go.
Yeah.
The one who's like,
no, we're out. So don't be that.
Girl.
Don't, as Kit tells us, stop waiting to be chosen.
Yeah,
I don't know who is trying to choose you, but stop trying to wait to be chosen.
Stop it, please. Let us know, guys, in the comments, what are some of your turn-offs when it comes to women, whether it's friendships or relationships, because you know we accept everyone. Here in this space, we accept everyone.
We
right?
do, we accept. And this is to mean that we just keep those women at arm's way, at
arm's length. Yes, exactly.
That's where they stay. But if that's who you are, that's who you are, Sally.
You are, exactly. And you're over there and you're not over
there.
So
it's fine. Although we just did a dilemma episode like 2 episodes ago, we always get a lot of dilemmas and we can't even always fit it in one episode. So as usual, or as much as we can, we try to have TMI talk on one of the episodes so that we can answer a specific dilemma. And today is exactly what we're going to do. If you have got any dilemma that you have, whether it's money, career, family, relationships, please DM us, TMI Podcast KE or Lydia KM and Morugi Munyi. Please DM us and we go through as many as we can. And we found this one on our TMI page.
Exactly. So this lady says, hi TMI, love the work you guys do. Thank you. Say thank you, good girl. She says, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here with regards to my career. I'm not sure if this is your niche, but I'll just ask anyway. Our niche is anything because we're not experts in anything. We're just living life, which is why we're the messy in between.
You know, we are known as sex.
Podcast. Okay, maybe we can be experts in sex. Okay. Anyway, she says, I'm in my 3rd year of college and I already feel like my interests have changed. Would you advise me to stick to what I started or move to another course? Definitely stick.
Yeah.
3rd year, because most university courses are either 3 years or 4 years or 3.5. So I feel like you've already gotten this much in. You've already put in that effort. You've already put in that time. I would say stick it out. Interestingly, I feel like in the day and age we live in right now, not that many people are actually doing what they studied in university. But I feel like there's something to be said about having completed a degree. There's something about the way it helps you think, the fact that you've been able to push through to achieve this thing. It's an achievement, you know? And even if you don't work in that field necessarily, I feel like just the fact that you have been able to achieve that degree, I feel like that will be something. If you're able to do both, like maybe if there's an interest that you have and you're able to like study it on the side, I would say do that, or just finish this one through and then go and start the other one. The number of people who I hear like they're abroad and they have to do law because their parents have forced them to do law, and they finish the law and they're like, okay, here's the law degree, and they go and do art or whatever it is that they want to do. So many. So I would say stick it out and then change.
For me, it's like the characteristic that comes with doing something that you don't like but doing it anyway, right? There's plenty because you started and because it's what you've decided to do and seeking it through. I think it's something which I personally admire, and I'm actually only advising you from exactly what I would do. This is not what a lot of people would do. There's plenty of people, you know, all the stories about all the people who quit uni and they're successful and they have Facebook and they're trillionaires and billionaires.
They have
so
Facebook.
the idea that if you don't finish uni it's the end of the world, it's not the end of the world. But what we would personally do, it's that if we've started something, we're going to finish it. And especially because you're somewhere within the ending. You know, if I feel like you're feeling this in the beginning of the second year, I would just be like, okay, I can see this is going to be hard for you to get past. But if you're in your 3rd year, it's like push through. Tell yourself that all you want to do is get a good grade. It doesn't have to be, I'm passionate about this, I love this. Even law that I did and I loved so much, there were plenty of times where I was just like, must I do this? Why is this so hard? Like, this is a struggle. But there's something that I think I picked up about doing things that are difficult that still carries me today. So sometimes what you're picking up is the principles of who you're going to become in the thing that you are so passionate about. Now we don't do what we studied, but we still have the same this needs to be done.
Exactly.
You're bored, you're tired, it's your period,
and
tired,
I'm just like,
but this is what has to be done.
It does,
so then it creates a particular character that's going to help you thrive no matter where you are.
Yeah, and I feel like also there's so much. This is like, this generation is called like the instant generation. You want something instantly, and as soon as it's like, oh, I'm not into it anymore, done.
I'm out.
And that's actually why you'll find so many marriages failing, or you start a business, and as soon as it gets hard, it's been 2 weeks, and you're just like, I haven't made $1 million, Bob. You know what? I've quit this business. We're not willing to push through even when we don't feel like it, or when things get difficult. So I'd say just push through. You're already almost there, but literally this time next year you could be done, and then now you can do whatever it is that you want, and that 1 year will still pass, but now it could be next year and you have the degree, or it could be next year and you don't have it.
And people don't talk about the anxiety of leaving something before you have something else, right?
Ooh,
so you've left, okay, let's say your passion is painting. Then there is the paintbrush.
Paint now.
And then this will be the same people who maybe talk to us about like in like 3 years time, you know, I quit uni and my fellow friends are, you know, 5 years ahead of me or whatever. There's something you get for sticking through, and if you don't stick through, believe you me, there's gonna be something else that you have to deal with that's just as difficult. Maybe it's building that business from the beginning. Maybe it's becoming an artist and you have to keep tagging people and begging people to paint. There's gonna be a difficulty in everything that you get into. You just know this difficulty. So if you persist through this difficulty, you might be in a better position to tackle that other one.
Absolutely. So please, we hope that you take our advice, but if you don't, let us know. Whatever it is you end up doing, please let us know. We would love it. We would love to know what you did. And also, if you have any other advice for her, or if you've been in that kind of situation, do let us know down in there. I think everyone who has done a postgrad, at some point you wanted to quit. Some point in postgrad, you always just like, I had already a degree. Why
extra?
Why am I here?
Extra. For what reason?
What is the reason? What is the reason? We all want to quit at some point. So yeah, if you've been there, let us know how you dealt with it and how it worked out for you. Would you do the same thing if you could go back? Let us know and let's help this babe. And that brings us to the end of our episode. At this point, we've lost track. I think this is like 49. No, I think it's 49. 48, 49.
Yeah,
so
49.
Our next episode is 50. Oh my god.
I don't know why I always do this with you.
It's very so weird. Yeah, she said in the last one she's affectionate. That's the affection coming through. And me willing to accept.
You are accepting it.
Giving you the affection. Thank you. Anyway, we're so excited for our 50th. We should do something special for our 50th.
Relax.
Hey,
we have many special things coming up. She said nothing. Trim that. Cut it out. Do not share that. We have plenty of things coming up.
Always there. We should do something then.
And then
so much pressure in the middle of the night.
Everyone's just like, what's the special thing?
Like, guy,
nothing, get to it.
Yeah, okay, fine. No pressure. But yeah, anyway, by the time they're watching this, we might have already made a special announcement.
Yeah?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, right?
Yes, you will. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Of course, as we said, you know, we love women anyway. It's just like they're also not perfect. Just like us, we are not perfect as well. So yeah, tell us down below. Please, let's do it with as much love as we possibly can. Down in the comments. And yeah, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to all our podcast platform. And we are going to see you on episode 50.
Love you guys. Bye.